Take two with Brandon Planck, and it was not Brandon, it was me this time. It is Thursday, about 4 o'clock. We're here inside the Exposition Center at the New York State Fairgrounds. The Northeast Racers Auction and Trade Show is here, and so is Brandon Planck. Dig Race Products, of course, is his business. You'll see the Jimmy Phelps car right next to him, and over here to the right, you'll see the Weed Sport Productions booth, which has the Gearbox Driver's Experience. Trust me, you guys are going to want to check that out. First of all, how we doing, Brandon?
Yeah, no, doing well. It's good to see you again here, Doug.
Nice to see you. Saw the family at Super Dirt Week. How are things going in the months after, basically taking the business over?
As good as they can be. Obviously, it's a trying task and a tough time, but I think we've certainly felt the support of our entire customer base, and it's good. It's good staying busy too. Mm-hmm. Going to races was initially a really tough thing, and the more you kind of go and you go trying to win races and things that part of it
mm-hmm.
started to feel a little bit more normal again, just trying and going to help customers, and obviously there's a void that can't be filled with everything, but trying our best is the only thing that we can do, and the best thing that we can do too. So just doing our best.
Of course, your dad helped so many people. It must feel nice to know that you're keeping that alive and keeping that spirit going, because he helped people that weren't even necessarily Dig Race Products customers. I see people come up to him all the time and just ask him advice. He really was that guy who really wanted to help.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was we have a really big customer base, but he had a even bigger friend base across the races, and I think that when he stepped aside from driving himself, I think a lot of people, even if they weren't running Dig
mm-hmm.
shocks or products, I think they viewed him as somebody that they could ask questions to and get an honest answer and get a genuine answer, and sometimes it was realistic too. It might have not been everything they were looking for, but it would have been an honest
might not have been the advice they wanted to hear at that time.
But it might have been the honest way out too. So and certainly kind of trying to fill those shoes are big ones, and I probably can't, but I'm at least trying, and there's been a lot of guys that my dad worked with kind of solely, and I'm trying to pick those connections up and help those guys the best that I can too. So it kind of goes back to just doing your best.
And another thing he told me a couple times is, all right, I've got this setup in the car. You're either driving the car in too hard, or maybe you're not driving it in hard enough. Sometimes it's not just the setup, but it's actual driving advice, isn't it?
Sure, yeah, and that's probably one thing where I lack. I kind of have the mentality that if I can't go do it better than a guy, I'm not going to tell him how to do it, right? I can tell him what I see from the stands, and maybe where time is being lost or gained. But that was something that he really had the ability. He could go do it better than a lot of guys, right? So when you're in that position, you can make a suggestion that to their driving. So there's certainly some differences there, but I think coming to events like this is nice. We get to see our customer base, and get to see drivers and fans and friends, and it's a cool deal. And I think this show is going to be big. You look at the amount of vendors that are setting up already, and just talking to customers throughout the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of people that are kind of scheduled to head this way this weekend, so I think it's going to be a great show.
I imagine you're still looking forward to meeting some customers you haven't met, and also potential customers as they come in and evaluate their programs, because that's what this time of the year is for.
Yeah, and sure, that's absolutely the cool thing about a situation like this. When you're at the races throughout the year, you might not be meeting somebody who doesn't run your stuff, but in a situation like this, when they're walking around and looking at the cars and the products, then sure, maybe you meet a face that doesn't run your stuff yet. So
somebody's not here and they want to get a hold of you guys. Maybe they just couldn't make it to the show this weekend. What's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, so we have a website, digraceproducts.com, and you can call the shop, Monday through Friday, regular business hours as well, and email. Really, there's those are probably the main three if we're not here.
Okay.
And then the Dig van is at a lot of the tracks as well. So always feel free to kind of walk over and say hello at the Dig van too.
And if for some reason you can't make that work, message me either through this here or through the Facebook page, and I'll make sure I get you a hold of Brandon. There'll be a lot of smiles, but I would imagine there'll probably be a few tears this weekend too, right? It is. Yeah. This is a human thing,
It's certainly a year of firsts. So the first things are tough. The first race back, the first time to Charlotte, these things are going to remain tough, and I feel like I keep saying it, but it really just goes back to doing our best, and that's what we're going to kind of continue to do here.
How was Super Dirt Week? I talked to your mom there. Did that go well?
Yeah, it did. The track conditions were nice, so that kind of helped the shock side of things not be so crazy. But no, results-wise, we were really happy, and it was great to see everybody, and
Nice.
we appreciate everybody's support with the Dig apparel, and coming by, and even if you're not buying anything, just kind of saying hey, and I know that our whole family appreciates that.
And if you have a story to share that maybe the family might not know about, or one of your experiences, let them know. But again, this is the time of year. We'll be down to see Brandon soon. We're going to teach you some basic stuff on shocks. It's a mystery to me. It's like I was talking to you yesterday, like black magic. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
understand
like that.
compression and rebound, but not enough to know how to change it to make it do the things I'd want it to do. So maybe we'll get a little bit better idea from that. So again, as you walk in, second row on the right on the corner, look for the Jimmy Phelps car, and you'll see the whole entire family here. Always good to see you, man, and good luck with
Likewise.
everything.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Doug. I appreciate it.